What's up guys, how's everybody doing? I'm doing alright, pretty tired, pretty run down at the moment, but we're getting it done. Officially started prep now guys. I am nearly 2 weeks deep. I've lost about 3.5 kilos. Pretty much all of that is going to be water and general digestive tract lessness of food, if that makes sense. I am basically eating less food, therefore I have less food in my system, therefore I weigh less. I'm eating less carbohydrates, therefore I'm holding less water, therefore I'm a little bit flatter than normal. But I'm still on very, very high calories and very, very good calories, so I'm very much enjoying where I am. The kind of, that feeling of being fucking heavy and eating a lot of food has really started to go. Thank God, because I was really starting to not enjoy it. I'm looking leaner, I'm feeling leaner, I'm feeling just as strong. Feeling like my cardiovascular system's gone up a little bit just because the weight's not there, therefore my sets are getting better, and so forth. Today we're going to talk about how to set up your macros. I'm just starting my cut. It's going to be completely different for me than it is for you guys, but I'm going to tell you guys how you can go from not knowing anything about macros to setting up your exact macros for a good cut, and then how we can manipulate those to move forward. It's fairly straightforward. I'm going to do it all after this workout, which is going to begin in the Guzman style, the Christian Guma style, in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's get it.
Fucked and drank all night, acted all alright, had no need to fight tonight. Fucked and drank all night, acted all alright, had no need to fight tonight. Cast me far away, play these little games, acting all okay, today. Cast me far away, play these little games, acting all okay, today.
Right then guys, let's talk about macros. Actually, you know what I'm gonna eat first. Okay guys, food is in, feeling much better. That was 130 grams of Cocoa Pops, as you saw, basically a low-fat cereal, 2 bagels, and 60 grams of jam. All in all, and a protein shake, which I'm having now. So all in all, I reckon that's probably about 100 grams of carbs, 110 grams of carbs from the Cocoa Pops, 45 each from the bagels, so that's 190, plus the 60 grams of jam. That's about 250 grams of carbs I had. That's my post-workout meal, guys. And then after this, I've got another chicken meal, a rice meal, and then I've got another carb meal after that. So feeling good. I'm actually feeling extremely pumped right now, which is good. Haven't felt that in a long while with the food. So let's talk calories, guys. This is one of the tops that I got sent earlier in the video. I know that was a couple of days ago, but it's quite nice actually. It fits really nice, nice across the arms, good across the chest, and a good length down here as well. Right then, guys, so I'm gonna separate this into 2 scenarios. One is gonna be that you've been tracking your macros the entire time, and another one is you're completely new. And I think it's very, very important to assess both of these because they are different. They really, really are different. So when I'm going through this process of you, I'm gonna be using myself as an example. It doesn't actually apply to me because I've been tracking my macros for years and years and years now. So I know, I'm a lot. You'll see, right? So first of all, I am gonna do complete newbies. I don't know what, this is the situation of, I don't know what a macro is, I don't know what calories are, and I wanna be able to track my food so I can increase or decrease my weight or body fat. So, the first things first is I want you to go to this website that you're seeing right now. This is Scooby's calculator. Now, for those of you guys who don't know Scooby, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Scooby was the original fitness guy. I followed him for years and years and years. And now the important thing to know is that this calculator is probably not 100% accurate. And that is absolutely fine. We're not using it as that because you're just beginning to track your macros. There are other calculators out there, and I'm sure some of them might give a more accurate reading, but you're gonna see how this is gonna be fine anyway. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put in your weight. Doesn't matter how you do it, pounds, kilos, all adds up anyway. You're then gonna put your height in, you're then gonna take your age, you're then gonna take your activity level. Now, combining all of these things, I mean, there are many more things to doing this. There are many more aspects to consider when trying to work out your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. These are just the basic ones, and it's fine if you're just learning, it's fine. If you're gonna go into competition, it's a little bit different, but it's fine. And then you wanna assess your goal. How fast you wanna be losing weight? How fast you wanna be increasing weight? So you got 5, 10, 15, 20% or 25%. This will give you a rough number of how many calories you should be eating. It's also gonna give you a custom meal plan. It's also gonna give you a projected weight loss on these calories. Now, it's very, very key to know that this may differ from person to person, and that's absolutely fine. What I want you guys to use this number as is a complete and utter guide. A guide. You're then going to eat those calories for about a week. You're going to track your weight, and you're going to track how you visibly look. And depending on how much weight you lose or how much weight you gain, you will then alter the amount of calories that you need to eat. For example, if you're trying to lose weight but you start gaining weight on these calories, you know that you need to decrease them. Or depending on how fast you're losing, if you're not losing enough, you know that you need to decrease them, and vice versa if you're going to increase your numbers. So this is a rough guide, and it's perfect, it's fine. It just gives us a good number to go off, and you know it's not going to be too low, and you know it's not going to be too high. It's going to be thereabouts in a give or take a couple hundred calories. So this is why don't fret if it's not the most accurate thing in the world, because you take a few weeks to tweak and fine tune where your macros are and what works perfectly for you. Guys, moving forward, when we look to actually splitting up this calorie amount into macros, I know that you can choose your percentage on the website, but right now I'm going to tell you how you can choose that percentage. So first of all, I'll do your protein. So with your protein, you want to be eating between 0.7 and 1.2 grams of protein. These are shown to be optimal ranges in studies that are on screen right now. And if you're going any lower, you may affect protein synthesis. If you go any higher, it's not really going to give any added benefit other than a lot of stress on your liver, because protein is quite hard to break down and quite hard to flush out of your body. Therefore, you put stress on your liver if you're over your liver and kidneys, sorry. that's a rough range. If you prefer eating more protein, you're one of those people that likes to eat a bit more meat, or maybe a couple more shakes in the day, or maybe you're on the go a little bit, so you need to have your protein higher in shakes, that's fine. Go towards the 1.2s. If you don't, and you're the opposite, and you don't really like it too much, you can go down towards the 0.7s. Even this is probably the area that I'd put vegetarians and maybe vegans to aim for the lower area of the lower ends of protein, just because it's a lot harder to get in towards the 1.2s. Then I would work out your fat, which you're going to aim for about 20 to 35% of your calories. Again, some people crave fats and they prefer more fats, so they want to work with more fats. Go up towards the 35. Some people don't like them at all, go down towards the 20. I wouldn't go below 20 for anyone. More specifically girls, I'd like them to be around the 25-30%, and for guys I wouldn't drop it down below. You know, if we're in the depth of prep and we need to like really push that protein a bit higher just for satiation, maybe I'll go below 18, 20, 19%. I don't like to say that and I don't like to do it, but if needs be, needs be. You're gonna have lots of effects on your hormones. It's gonna make you hold water, your cortisol levels. Just if you're just really reducing the fat and not giving your body those essential fats that it needs, you will be affected. So I recommend 20 to 35%. 35% is quite high, 20% is a little bit low. 25 to 30% just to be perfect and right on that nice borderline. So from there, you've worked out the amount of grams that you're gonna have of protein, so you can work that in calories. You can then take those calories out of your total calories that we got from the website earlier. You're then gonna work out how much percent you want of those total calories to come from fat. So if it's 25%, you'll take out 25% of those calories. The remaining calories that you have, you'll just use as carbs. So you divide them by 4, and that'll be the number that you eat for carbs. From there, I would try and divide carbs throughout the day. It doesn't really matter too much where you're doing them, but if you're getting very, very specific and you've got goals, you know, maybe you want to look about carb timings. But this is generally for the first gym goer or the first macro hunter. If you don't know how to work in macros, this is a super easy, simple way to do it. Now, on to kind of people who have been tracking their macros, maybe competitors who need to be a little bit more accurate. So if you've always been tracking your macros, and to be honest, if you're really serious about this game, you should be always tracking your macros, even in the off season, especially in the off season. You're really in a good position. So let's put this into perspective. Let's make up someone, say Joe Blogs. He's been eating 4,000 calories and he's been eating those for the last 8 months. He's been putting on weight gradually as he's gradually increased his calories. And then he is putting on 0.5 kilos every single week at a peak of 4,000 calories. When we come to go into transition to off season, what we can do is just try to find out what maintenance is first. So all you do from that 4,000 calories is take out 200. So then you'd be eating 3,800 calories. You'd then monitor it for a few weeks, or maybe a week, or maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and you see what happens to the weight. If it levels off and it stops gaining, you know that that's the maintenance. That's the new maintenance, because you've pushed your calories up so high. You've entrusted your body into dealing with this high amount of calories, and therefore you process them faster. Guys, I was at 6,000 calories a day. Like, that's a lot of calories. It was hard on my body, and my body weight pushed up because I needed that. I was high activity, trained hard, different environment, you know, to the normal person, training, walking 15,000 steps, all of these things, and also just the adaptation that my body takes in increasing these calories. Obviously my body gets better at using these. This is why I've lost 3 kilos eating 4,500 calories, because I've managed to get my calories so high. So all you need to do, take off a couple hundred calories, find your maintenance for a couple weeks, and then when you transition into that competitive season, maybe 16 weeks out, 20 weeks out, whatever it is, all you do is gradually reduce those calories. Easy. Maintenance is at 3,800. You know that if you eat 2,700, you'll lose a little bit of weight. Or if you want to lose the weight a bit quicker, you go down to 3,200 and create a 500, 600 calorie deficit. Or you can increase your cardio and create your deficit that way. Very simple. It's literally just a transition. So the way I see it is I diet all year round. My calories come up when I bulk, they come back down when I cut, and my body will adjust accordingly. The body's very clever, guys. It will adapt quick. So just try to be one step ahead. That's it. That was a long rant, maybe like 10 minutes on the camera, 15 minutes on the camera, but hopefully I can get it down so it makes sense to you guys. Let me know what you thought of this video. Decided I'm starting to cut. Why not help you guys out with how to set up your macros and maybe your cut? Let me know what you want to hear next. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace.